Welcome to the Brain Soul Success Show, where we learn, explore, and create your powerful positive healing for life. I'm your host, Louise Swartswalter. I'm the creator of a 5-part mind, body, soul methodology that clears the subconscious blocks to success. From engaging transformational interviews, brain soul success stories, and the secrets shared by brain and spiritual experts, you will reconnect, revitalize, and transform your powerful life. It's time for you.
I think she's on the cutting edge of brain health and restoration.
Well, I would have started this work so much sooner, because imagine how getting to $1 million, how much easier getting to $1 million would have been.
Beginning to know you back then, it was like, oh my gosh, now she's got this other program that's just like, you know, your brain lights up. It's like, okay, I've got to learn this from her.
So if you're here for the first time, and you don't know me, I will be going a lot more into my story here and there throughout the weekend. But I was a school teacher. I taught special education students and loved it. And then I ended up getting really sick after I had all my mercury fillings taken out. And I crashed. And I had 2 little kids at home. And I was on oxygen for 3 years. I ended up working with the mayor to see the state of Illinois. I became a pesticide activist. I was so angry and so toxic. So I had to detox my own body. So I was on this whole path of healing myself, and I remember my brain didn't work. So I had my cell phone, I didn't have a cell phone, I had my phone number written in my wallet because I didn't have a memory. And so my quest has always been to get my brain working again. So from Illinois, we moved to Taos, to Taos, New Mexico, and the story goes on, and I slowly got better. But what I found on that whole journey was, it wasn't just the physical body stuff that I needed to do, okay? I needed to do all of it. So I started working on my physical body and changed my diet to organic foods, juiced my wheatgrass, took my supplements, but I wasn't where I wanted to be. Then I started reading books on emotions, and I started working on my mental, emotional state, and I got a little bit better, but I still wasn't where I wanted to be. So then we moved to Taos, New Mexico, to the mountains, and you guys, there's rainbows and sunsets and amazing views, and I did a lot of spiritual work up there, and I still wasn't where I wanted to be. So then we moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I was introduced to energy work, both up at Hannah Kroger's and through different people in Albuquerque. And it was the energy work, the energy piece, that really took my body to a whole nother level. So what I realized was I had to do the whole brain. Your brain and soul in your body holds the patterns and memory of the past hurts, mistakes, betrayal. It's the wounds of the spirit or the heart that are held in parts of the brain. Okay, so they're held there, so we have to get them out. That's what we're going to do. So your brain actually, there's a brain-heart-soul connection, there's a brain-gut connection. We're whole people, we can't take us apart. So that's why when I think of the medical doctors, if you have to go to, a neurologist for this, and a podiatrist for that, and a cardiologist for this, or whatever, they don't know the whole person anymore, and they're not treating the whole person. And so, like I said earlier, we need to do it all. So a picture says 1,000 words, so even though I can tell you my story and you'll know more of it later, that was me not in the hospital, that was in my bedroom, okay? And I had oxygen and I was pretty darn sick. And I was 89 pounds and had no front teeth. I couldn't tolerate teeth because I was too sick to have a new bridge made in my mouth. So, long story, a lot of dental stuff. And of course, here I am today. So I know if I can do this, and the path that I travel down, I certainly know you can. So here's the brain program. So B is for body, detoxing your body. R is for release. It's releasing mental chatter and emotional baggage. A is for for aligning with spirit, aligning spiritually, raising your frequency to attract success and prosperity. Or anything you want. It's just aligning with spirit. I is for integrating. Integrating your new brain frequencies to your soul's true purpose. And N is for new programming. New programming just means we're going to put a new software program in your field. So I always call it, it's like you have a biocomputer around you, because you have an energy field that goes all the way out to the stars. And if there's something stuck, like fear, or anxiety, or self-sabotage, or whatever, and it's playing a song, and it's all the way playing a song 2,000 miles out from your body, but it's this record player that keeps playing, until you release it, it affects your physical body. So we have to clear the field. Okay, so that's the new program piece. And you know, if you're a healer person or you've done a lot of personal growth work, you could do lots of releasing work. But it doesn't feel like it ever did the deepest part of it. And that's how I came up with this, because it has to come out of the brain. You have pockets in your brain where things get stuck. Okay? So we're going to get those unstuck. So I just want to spend just a little bit of time on this, not a lot, because I think we already know it. I'm probably speaking to the choir here, okay? The basics just means, what do you really need in terms of supplements? And I always say there's 3. Minerals, fish oil, and probiotics. So this is physical body stuff. And what I found over the years is just those 3 alone will help people who aren't taking any. A little boy's asthma went away with just those 3. Now, I could have given him anti-asthmatic, homeopathic, and could have given him many other things, but he really just needed nutrition, and he needed to absorb it, because everything is digestion. So, and then we do have some of our products over here, and it's all 20% off this weekend, and they're frequency enhanced. So I put energy or frequency from my biofeedback program in all my products, and they get absorbed better. Bless you. So I don't have to take as much, neither do my clients. So like I can even use only 1 mineral every other day. My CoQ10 I can only take 3 times a week. So it saves you money too, you know, because they're just stronger. So those are the basics. There's a Candida cleanse, there's a stable glutathione that I love, soy-free D3. Do you know that a lot of D3 has soy in it? Okay, and soy isn't really good for you. Okay, soy is GMO'd, so it's genetically modified, unless it's organic, and it puts thyroid out of balance, and I'm not a big fan of soy. So I see that put a lot of people out of balance, so you just want to be aware of that. You just want to be aware of that and listen to your body, or have someone muscle test you or find out if it's really right for you or not, because a lot of people really can't do soy. In terms of the next supplement in line, so minerals, fish oil, probiotics, the 4th one in line is digestive enzymes, because we're not digesting all of our food. And digestion is emotional too. So I always say we digest life or it digests us. In fact, when we do the integration tomorrow, you'll see that I always use to make sure that we're digesting. There is a page in your book called Detoxing. Now, I'm going to tell you, we could spend like 3 days just on detoxing. And I don't want to do that. I just want to kind of get a feel from all of you as to what questions you might even have that are coming up that we need to go over. And Susan's going to cover some of this too. She's going to talk about prebiotics and a lot of stuff with the body. What, you know, when you think of detoxing, or you've done maybe one of those 30-day cleanses, how many people have done something like that? I should just get a room check. Okay. So we already have some. Okay. Anybody have questions about, you know, what do you need to do when you detox, or anything come up around that we should talk about? See, I knew I was speaking to the choir. Cool. You guys know it. They know all this. So on that page, you'll find things like colon helpers, Candida cleanse, the order of detox. You also want to, I guess I should mention that Candida and fungus and parasites come in to clean up heavy metals and chemicals.
So often if you're doing something called a Candida cleanse and you're taking all kinds of wonderful Candida products and you think that you're killing it and you're staying off of sugar and you're doing really good with your diet, which is a big part of that, right? If you don't work on getting the heavy metals out too, and guess who knew about metals? Again, you guys know my story. I'm like the mercury queen. You got to get that out. So when I had all that mercury in my body is how I even learned about Candida, because all that came in to clean up all that mercury. Okay? Cool. Different ways to cleanse metals: dry skin brushing, moving lymph, jumping rope, jumping on a mini tramp, walking, exercising, sweating, any kind of fun, sweaty activity, ionic cleanse foot baths, a support system, fresh air, and sunshine. Okay, so all ways you can detox. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the question was, what's the best place to start? Because there's like this loop that happens when we're trying to cleanse metals. Do we start with metals? Do we start with Candida? What do we do? Right? I feel like we have to do both together. So you need some kind of, Hannah Kroger has a Metal X that I use too. And then N-acetylcysteine is a wonderful antioxidant that works on clearing the kidneys and the liver. And so it's a helper. It's the precursor to glutathione. So NAC is another name for it, if you guys have heard of that. It's N-acetylcysteine, and it does help the kidney clear. My chiropractor had me on that for years. I think it saved my life when I was that sick. And so I'm a big proponent of making sure you do both at the same time. And then the hardest thing for most people to do, and I'm sure you have all found this, is diet. And I don't like the word diet, but, a food plan, like eating healthy, like staying off of the sugar, or too many carbs that create sugar. I eat my rice crackers because I got a crunch. They're all turning to sugar. I should just have 2 pieces of chocolate. Duh, right? You ever tell yourself that? It's what we think, Yes. Well, that's a good question. Yeah, okay, so the question was research on ionized water, filtered water, and ozone water. I kind of think we want to go back to what Mother Nature provided. So what I find is if people are doing too much, like they read about something and they start doing ozone water, but they're not really drinking regular water too, or filtered water too, I should say. And then there's different kinds of filtering of water. So, you can use charcoal filters, you can use ionic kind of filters, there's many kinds of ways to filter water. It actually depends on what's in your drinking water in the first place. So the best way to do it would be to have a water test on your water and find out what water system you need. Even those Kagon water filters that alkalize the water, that's not a filter. But what I find is if people are drinking too much alkaline water, it does throw their body off the other way. And so you actually really do want to drink just good, healthy filtered water. So what is that? That's like a whole big thing we could talk about. What's the kind of filter we have, Bruce? Reverse osmosis. So we have a whole house water treatment system, and I liked my water, and then it changed because we had to still clean those filters, and it was encapsulated, and even though we put new filters on, there was a big charcoal tank that got kind of contaminated after a few years, so we had to change all that. When we changed all that, we actually did bring in a reverse osmosis system under my kitchen sink. Reverse osmosis water is hungry. The electronic makeup of it means it's hungry and it's going to grab minerals from your body. So unless you're adding extra minerals to your water, if you're drinking reverse osmosis water, you're going to zap the minerals out of your body and begin to have things like joint pain and arthritis. So the question was, because I know we couldn't hear that on the mic. So what Sarika was sharing with us is that, she found a B.R.A.I.N water system that you can even get a fluoride filter to hook up to it if you're concerned about fluoride in your water. And fluoride does, again, affect the thyroid gland. And so a B.R.A.I.N system is a good one to use. Okay, we had another question over here? No? Okay, cool. All right, because, yeah, water filters could be like a 3-day class. However, does that help you? Yeah, okay, good, because there's, that is important. We need to drink half our weight in ounces of water a day. Most of you are dehydrated. And on the topic of water, if you came from sea level and you are now at 5,000 feet, please drink enough water. Okay? You're going to be stripped of minerals. You want to drink enough water. I'll bring some bottles of minerals tomorrow. We can even open up. Nancy, we can open up a couple bottles of minerals if we need, or open complete minerals. So if you're feeling super thirsty and you're really dry and you're going, you really need minerals, just go take a mineral capsule. We've got them right here. We might as well use them. Okay. So she said she had some surgeries all before she was age 5. There was one right here at age 3. So that's a physical trauma to the body. And Hannah's way of releasing trauma was to look for the old trauma point, like with your fingers. So again, I'm on this page, the page that you see on the screen, and I'm feeling around. I'm going to feel around under her clavicle bone for a sore spot. And it says there may be more than one. And we're applying moderate pressure with your thumbs to that spot. We're going to hold it for 5 or 10 minutes, holding intention that we're releasing the trauma. Okay, and the person may even note when we're doing this, so you might even feel an old burning sensation or something in that spot. Okay? So, and you'll feel, actually, when you do this, you'll feel your thumbs move away from the person's body. It's almost like it's lightening up and letting go. You'll kind of feel that kind of letting go. Pretty cool. And then you can retest for other sensitive spots. So let's say you hold that for 3 or 4 minutes. You can tell that person's kind of done. Your thumb moves away from their body. And then you might shift around a little bit more and start feeling around, and they say, no, it hurts right there. So now you might find another tender spot that you can hold. So that's where we can hold some trauma, even if the trauma was in your foot. It doesn't have to be trauma in this part of your body for these points to work. So this is one way to release a trauma. There are several, but this is Hannah's way. So we're going to try that right now with Krista, and then we're going to do short circuit, and then I'll invite you guys again to get into teams and try it, okay, with each other. So let's do that. So we want to release all those old surgeries, huh? Okay.
Yeah, there's a scar here and a scar here.
Okay. I don't see no scars. Now tell me where it's sore.
More on the left than the right.
More the left than the right? Right there?
My other left.
Your other left. This side. Right there? How about this side?
A little bit, but not as much.
So the left side hurts more than the right side, so I'm just going to hold those points.
Now they're equal.
Now they're equal. Okay.
Now the right's more.
Now the right's more.
The right.
Less?
Less, but the right is definitely more. I feel it going,
Okay. So
radiating down.
radiating down, so let's find another sore spot. So she said the right's definitely more.
The left is, this one's better.
This one's
The
better.
right side is
So now the right
radiating
side's radiating down. So I'm just going to go down, then I'm going to look for another point. So I'm going to say, okay, where is it? Here?
there.
Right there. Okay, so she was able to tell me it's right here. Okay, and so I'm going to hold those points again. I may not even need to hold this side, but it seems like more on her right side now. Well, they did on the first time. Yeah, they started moving away when she got lighter. And now this is another sore spot. So she's actually guiding me. So your person may guide you and go, no, it hurts more on the right, more on the left.
I'm doing equal pressure, but I don't feel anything even on the right compared to or on the right more than the left for sure. I don't even feel anything over
Yeah, I
there
don't feel
anymore.
anything over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's all here and it's going
And it's going down.
down.
It's almost like I'm just holding her steady, like I'm not even pushing my thumb in on that side. I do still feel that I need to still hold this point on the right side.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I definitely feel it kind of radiating out.
Radiating out. Okay.
Yeah, now my arm, I'm just feeling tingly.
Tingly, arm is tingly. Okay. And it's starting to move away, my thumb is. Is it lightning?
It's just moving. It feels like it's moving down.
So she said it's moving down. There we go. Okay.
That's weird.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Any more? Any pain here?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I think we got it. Can we muscle test?
Sure.
Let's see. So we successfully released that trauma. Okay, there's more that we need to do with this. It's in Krista's highest interest to release trauma in the field as well. No. Okay. You should be good. Cool. And I don't know. Now, here's what I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, she can tell because we did this physical thing on her physical body, right? And she feels lighter and feels different there. These were old scars from before she was 5. So sometimes people process in the moment and they will be able to tell you, oh, yes, I feel different right now. Sometimes it has to process for a while. And one of the tools that helps you process is mind gems. That's one tool that will help you process. So you may feel a little different right now, but maybe not a lot. I don't know.
Okay.
How do you feel right now?
I don't know.
She doesn't know. Okay. Okay.
We'll see.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Sometimes it's that simple. I love that. Thank you. Yay. We were able to do that for you. Good, good, good. Okay. Short circuit in the system. So on the bottom of that page, you know, our bodies can get like a short circuit in the energy field, and there's probably, again, lots of ways to figure this out. You could do it with a pendulum, so it actually says that in the book, where you circle a pendulum in front of each shoulder, and you can find that the person energies are off. I often don't even take time to do that. I just do the short circuit because it's going to take a minute. It's not even going to take that. So who needs a short circuit thing? Sandra. I think there's short circuit. Can we test that? Sure. So there's a short circuit in the system. Hold. Yeah. Okay, so short circuit can happen for many different reasons. And women will sometimes get short circuit right around their period. So Hannah used this to put the hormones back in balance too. And all you're going to do is you're going to wipe down their body 3 times, 3 times, and 3 times, and then do the other side. So, and I remember when Hannah would do this, she would actually kind of hit people. I won't hit you. So let's move this out of the way. So it's just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Out with you, out with you. I can hear Hannah's little voice saying that. Get out now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Out. Yes. Okay. Let's see if we got it. Let's see. We successfully released that short circuit in the system? Yes. Now I'm curious because another way to do it would be polarity balance in the mind gems. So I want to find out if that would have worked. Okay. So doing the polarity balance for mind gems would have worked the same for Sandra. Yeah. Do you see how powerful that is? So it's just another tool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Yay. See, it's okay. You came under. She feels clearer now. Yay. She feels clearer now. So it's that simple. But that's why I like the mind gem so much, because, this balances polarity, so why not do it? So that's short circuit. Okay, so short circuit and trauma release. So grab a new partner, someone you haven't worked with yet. Yes, Irina? Okay, so the question was, where should we put our fingers on the trauma release? So should we put it here, but it says scapula, should we put it in the back? No, it's not really back, it's actually more under the clavicle bone somewhere is where you're going to feel the points. Now, if your hand is holding like this and you're just holding that point, and this is just sort of for, I guess, balance, if you will, you can do that, but that's not necessary. It's really the thumbs. Finding, and I can actually even feel, right now there's a sore spot right there for me, so even if you do this on yourself right now, you're going to feel a sore spot. So find your sore spot. Find your sore spot. And yet I'm going to still have you do this in partners because we can. We're all here together. But just so you know where your sore spot is, right? You can kind of feel where it's sore. And then let's just take about, not even 5 minutes, 3 minutes here, because it's just this one and the short circuit. And do those on each other. So grab a partner you haven't worked with, try the trauma release and the short circuit. Okay? No, they don't need to know their trauma. So that's a good question. You don't need to know your trauma. I don't know what this is, but it's sore. I'm watching. This is awesome. You guys are going to leave completely different. Your faces are already changed. I hope we got a lot of before pictures because they're already changing. They are looking different. It's awesome. Yay. Very good. Okay. I just want to ask, we need to come back to the room. I can tell we're getting to know each other. We're going to be chatty the rest of the time. It's going to be great. So I just want to popcorn up pretty quickly. Did you learn anything about your partner during that exercise? Yes.
My jaw kind of locked up the past couple of days, and I've never had that before, and I felt that it wasn't mine. And then when I talked to Jean, she agreed that it was all ancestral. And then when I worked with Tower, it was very specific. It was my ancestor who was wounded in battle, and I mean things that I was seeing, he saw, but some of the things I could feel, but it wasn't very clear. He filled it all in for me, and so my ancestor was wounded very mortally in combat, and it's been suffering for, I think we said 20 generations,
yeah.
And I've been carrying that, and it's just amazing to be able to release that. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm so grateful.
It brought so much clarity. It brought so much clarity.
Yay.
In fact, he said that he sustained a head injury, and I've been having kind of like pain in my head, but it's not mine. Like it's not physical. And I've had it for so long. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad that's gone for you. Yay. Yay. Awesome. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, I love that. Yes, that's why we're here. And see, we're all helping each other. That's so cool. You guys are amazing. Oh, thank you for sharing, Francis. Yeah, that's the whole goal. There's so many neat tools that we can use. So that's just a couple more. Yes, Kristen.
But I'm curious, I had this feeling coming in, and then when we did the first partner exercise, the thought came up again, was being an untrained empathic or intuitive. I have this thought process about if I touch or I'm working with somebody that I might take on that energy that they're trying to clear. So what do we do to protect ourselves from other people's stuff as we're helping them clear it, not taking it on ourselves?
Very, very good question. Very good question. So I would just say, and let me just kind of ask, how many people actually already identify themselves as empaths? You already know you're an empath, okay? And do you resonate with what Krista said, that you get other people's stuff in your field? Okay, so some of you do, some may not, okay? So that's true. You can take on other people's stuff. So how do you protect yourself? And I'm sure many of you already have tools and things that you use to protect yourself. Now, you guys saw the picture of me. I use these tools every day because I have to protect myself. That's why I got sick, right? So, so the brain soul, the soul tie boxes is one tool that I use to clear the energy that's on me. Okay, you can go out with you, out with you. You can even do the one we just did. Okay, and then in terms of protection, some people use white light around them, or the purple flame, or purple light. And I teach people the rainbow bubble. And the rainbow bubble is just, if you just want to picture a rainbow, the colors of the rainbow, and we're gonna picture the chakra colors. Okay, so the chakra colors are red, which is the root chakra, which is about right here around your body. And you can picture a big hula hoop of red light. And I think of a hula hoop. Remember hula hoops as a kid? I wonder if I could still do that. That'd be fun. Anyway, so a red light all the way around your body, so red. And then orange is the spleen chakra, so then I spin the color orange. And then we want to spin yellow, so yellow for the stomach, green for the heart, blue for the throat, purple is the third eye, and you can use white or pink for the crown. And when I'm needing to be in a big room like this, I spin those colors out 6-10 feet. Okay, if I only need 3 feet, that's fine, but I'm going to spin them out because I want my aura protected as I'm clearing energy for the room, right? And then from here down, I reverse the color. So I don't actually take red, orange, yellow. I don't do that. I actually then say to myself, I'm in a cocoon, a rainbow cocoon, or a rainbow bubble. And what you want to say to yourself when you do that visualization is only love can come in, nothing else. And I teach kids this too. And if they don't want to use a rainbow bubble, I say, what's your favorite color? Got a great story about this. So the little boy, pretty sensitive, taking on his family stuff. He was about 8 years old. And he said, my favorite color is blue. And I said, okay, I want you to put your blue bubble, and we walked through the process, on every day with your underwear. Right? What a great thing to do right away in the morning. His dad is laughing. His dad's sitting right there laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? He goes, he doesn't wear underwear. So I said, put them on with your shorts, just do it in the morning at some point. So anyway, so you can use that bubble, and that can protect you. So it's your intention about only love can come in. The second part of that I told him, and I tell my clients, is that bubble becomes like one of those exercise balls. Those big things you buy at Walmart even? So those rainbow-colored kind of marbly. And it's going to become like a rubber exercise ball when there's negativity in your environment. And so it's going to bounce back off. It's not going to come in. Okay? It's going to stay out there. So that can help protect. And then you also need ways to clear when we get stuff. So there's different ways to clear when you get stuff in your field. And we saw that even just holding the points and clearing old trauma, how powerful that was. That's just another way to clear too. Okay, muscle testing. Muscle testing, another name for it is kinesiology, and it is an awesome tool. I have a client who was here last year. She was somebody that actually would take loads and loads of supplements, like probably too many, had a whole list every time she came in, was completely anal about the fact that this B12 didn't work in her body, but this did. This B6 she didn't need. This is the one she did need. I'm not saying that that's not correct. That if you are that intuitive and you can figure that out, that's awesome. That's a really good thing. But she was pretty tired of taking pages and pages of supplements. And what muscle testing did for her, and I love to see her feeling so free now, was to open the door to her freedom to be able to test for herself and know what she needed and what she didn't need. So she didn't have to run off to her practitioner, her chiropractor, to say, is this good for me? So how I even learned to muscle test was practicing on myself. So I would use my kids as surrogates, and I could use their arm to muscle test, but I couldn't do myself. So I finally figured out that I could use this as my arm and put my finger on top of it and pretend that I was doing my own arm. So that's how I taught myself to self-test myself. But we want to be able to do both, okay? And if you don't know how to muscle test, I want to make sure we go through that because we're going to need that skill tomorrow to go through, and maybe even the rest of the afternoon today, to be able to test yourself and know what you need, okay, for anything. So when I first started dowsing and muscle testing, I tested everything. I would be shopping. Is it the purple shirt or the red shirt or the green shirt? No, this one, this one, this one. I would test everything. So it was just literally practicing. So partner testing, who wants to come up here? Anybody? Yeah, come on. Oh, Christine, yay. Okay, cool. All right, so we're just going to muscle test, okay? So when you muscle test somebody, you want their arm out to the side or out in front of them, okay? And it's good to stand behind them. I always don't do this, so I'm not modeling the right way, but this is probably the best way. I'm holding my hand right here, and I'm going to tell her that I'm going to push lightly on her hand. I'm going to put pressure, and I'm pushing down, and I want her to resist, okay? So I'm just going to say hold, and don't let me push. Okay, she's pretty strong, right? Then in order to use your arm, in a sense, as a pendulum or a way to test, you want to get a yes and a no. So now I'm just going to have Christine say yes. So say yes. Yes. And hold. And I give it a minute. Okay, and she's strong. So I have to give it a minute because the mind and the body's yes has to reach the arm and reach the muscle, in a sense. Okay? Say no.
No.
And hold. See the difference? Okay? Then I can say yes again.
Yes.
And hold. Okay? Another thing that you can practice with somebody, if this is the first time you're practicing muscle testing, is we're going to ask you to say your name. So say, my name is Christine.
My name is Christine.
And hold. Good. Say, my name is George.
My name is George.
Okay? Another way to check, right? Okay, third way to check would be I'm going to put my hand on top of her head. Okay, this is polarity. This is a yes to a yes. Hold. Hold. Okay, so it switches her off. Okay, and some of you may work, if you're practitioners, you may work with somebody, and you'll find that their yes is down and their no is up. That just means their polarity's off. The chiropractor on me would just rub my head really hard and put my polarity back in, but this works too. So if they're off, you can switch them back around so that their polarity, and you could also do this, okay, to get their polarity back in balance. Okay, and then do you know how to do it yourself?
No.
No? Okay, so let's...
I just looked at the picture.
You just looked at the picture? So there's different self-muscle testing tools. So one way is to take 2 fingers and 2 fingers, maybe your pointer finger and your thumb, and intersect it into your pointer finger and thumb on this hand. And you can say yes and try to pull. Yes. And then say no. Okay? And it'll pull apart. Yes. No. So if you're needing to practice this, let's do this now. So if you don't know how to muscle test, let's make sure you do. Okay? Another way to do it, like I showed. See, you already got that, don't you?
I'm still there.
Is that your yes?
No, that was my no.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Let's try it again.
Yes.
Okay?
No.
Now, if it's even giving a little bit, so it's really for you. It's a tool for you. So it doesn't have to look like this. Okay? In fact, sometimes it's just your fingers might even still stay together for your no, but you'll feel that it's trying to pull more. So as long as you could feel it. I mean, I've had people tell me they can muscle test with their tongue. Okay? Yes? Oh, yeah? I'm like, cool. You know? So in other words, it's if you can feel it, that's all that matters. So another way to do it, let's try this one with you. So we're going to take your finger as if it was your arm, maybe put your middle finger on top, and so I'm pretending I'm pushing down. And so this is yes, and then give it a break so you can like have the energy clear, and then try no. No. And it might just go a little tiny bit, and yet that's good enough. That one worked for you. That's an easier one to use anyway. Yay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Yes. So So muscle testing, yes.
So you're thinking that the finger's got to be there. It's not. It's just gentle, and it's a yes, it's a no. Mine just break through. And I'm holding it the same. I'm doing the same tension. I'm not doing any more tension, any less tension. It's just yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. You just got to practice and practice.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you're right. Any questions from kind of this, well, anything from this morning or from right now with anything about detoxing, muscle testing? Yes.
So I have a hard time taking minerals and probiotics.
Okay.
I get depressed, actually, and
Okay.
it's not something, I'm not in a depressed state usually.
Okay.
So do you have any?
Good question. Either I want to muscle test you. Come on up here. Either you don't need them, or it has to do with digestion.
I don't take them.
Right, but maybe your body doesn't need them. Maybe you're getting what you need from your food.
Oh,
Because
okay.
didn't you grow up pretty healthy?
In Germany?
Yeah, there you go. See, we all should have gone, been from Europe. You ate healthier food to begin with.
Very simple. It's post-war, but it was from the earth.
It was from the earth. There you go. She already had all the minerals.
And without pesticides.
And without pests, I'm jealous. That is just so awesome. Okay, so let's test. We'll just ask. So say yes.
Yes.
And hold. Say no.
No.
Okay. So we can ask about minerals for Elsbeth. Okay. So highest interest to be taking minerals. It's not our highest interest. The question that I ask, and we'll practice questions too, is it her, so I said in the affirmative, it's her highest interest to be using and taking minerals. And her body said no. Okay? So now I want to find out why. So we can ask why, hold? Yes. It's an absorption issue, hold? No. Her body is deficient in some minerals, hold? No. Her body's getting all the minerals from her food? You're amazing. Okay, let's ask about probiotic. So highest interest to be using probiotics, hold? No. Do you eat kefir stuff or sauerkraut?
No.
No?
I
From
used to
Germany
when I was a
and
kid.
not sauerkraut?
No, I used to a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
so she got enough sauerkraut as a kid. And her body says yes. So is all that good flora already in balance? Yes. So for Elspeth, the imbalances are going to be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So for you, when you have imbalances, they're going to be more emotional probably than physical. Okay? Now I want to find out something. So is that why what I'm thinking happened? Okay. So here's what I asked.
Yes.
Okay? So I wanted to find out because I worked on Elsbeth when she had a sinus thing. Came back from Germany with a sinus kind of infection thing. And I could feel in the field, we're on the phone call, and I was like, you don't need to hold on to that energy. Let's just get rid of it now. And so we did, right? And so I cleared the field, we cleared the energy, and she was like completely better after that and was amazed.
Completely better. I was healed. I have not been sick since.
Yay!
And that was, yeah, really, and it lifted within an hour. It was gone totally. And I was for days like this, and the strange thing is that, or was, that whenever I came back from Germany, I came back with a sinus infection. So then, of course, she helped me with clearing what was in the background.
Yes, so that's why I wanted to show you and just check you right now, because I was curious too to find out, is that really a physical problem or was it something else? So you're physically pretty healthy. You had a great bringing, when you were a kid. So you had a great bringing up. How many of us here in America grew up on McDonald's or sugar, right? We didn't have that good beginning like you had. And so if you have all the good probiotic and you're eating some kefir foods now and then, and you have good minerals in your body and you're eating healthy, and I have a sense that you do, it isn't going to be that for you. It's going to be more emotional. And that's why when we clear those emotions from the stuff that happened when you were back with your family in Germany, and it ended up in sinuses are about being pissed off. Okay? So you get sinus stuff. So I have to clear that one a lot too, you guys. So we did that, and after that, you were better. That's why. Does that help you?
Finally, I just said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I haven't looked back. And I have gained so much. And I've had the courage to do some things I didn't think I could do and not worry about being the age I am now, because I'm still alive. I have my health. I'll be 78 in November, and I take no drugs whatsoever. I heal myself with food and meditation and doing this work.
And I started taking sessions with Louise, and I learned immediately, like after a few sessions, what I realized was that I wasn't actually on the little boat with rowing myself. I was actually on a ship with actually an engine behind the ship that was quite powerful, that I could actually activate it and help me propel forward. And through the sessions, she cleared a lot of the ancestral weight and my past life weight off of my space. And I realized I was able to hold more space for myself and everybody else, including, those meetings, when I go to those meetings, to Marvel Studios and to Sony Pictures with all these executive and directors, and then, my mentor's sitting next to me, and I'm like, ooh. But then I was like, okay, I would imagine this like a golden carpet, like in the room, and suddenly I feel more confident, and, I'd like to imagine that oftentimes it helped the project go smoothly than it would have otherwise. So it was quite a transformation that it really empowered me to be able to hold my space, to keep grounded, and to sort of know that the future is bright for me, and I can see that for everybody else as well, that, we don't have to look into, oh my God, right now it's good, but next step it's going to be probably bad, because, we can't always have good, that kind of the program to be deprogrammed and to program something new. I totally experienced, that as I live in my daily life, and that was probably, the most effective thing that I felt through sessions that I took from.
As my wife mentioned earlier, that one day she comes home and says, yeah, we have a session with Louise. I'm like, no information, no details. I'm like, do I need to put a little tinfoil hat on? And it's been interesting. Even the first session was very interesting for me, because I cannot explain what I felt or what happened exactly, but I do know that over the next couple of days after our first meeting, I felt something that was unusual, and I still don't know how to really put words to it. And I don't know if it's a sense of levity. I'm not the lightest person, if you haven't figured that out. And it has been this a progression of this feeling, and this. I just want to say that sometimes it's difficult for me to receive the message of the messenger if I don't have a good feeling about the messenger. And I think that's really the important role that you've played in this for me.
Everything. My physical flow, my emotional flow, my flow with my darling, the flow in business, so then Louise every so often asks, yeah, and what's happening in your business? Mm-hmm. So like the first few months after that, it was like we had the best success ever. Mm. And then it dipped down again, and I said, I better come back, to get another injection to keep that flow going.